Good morning, everyone. I'm Lisa Townsend in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is because I think it's important. Corey Good just did a post and I added it to the blog regarding an increase in alien abductions from the tall grays. I'm going to read from the book, and here's a picture. Creepy, ugly, but we knew that, right? Different versions of the grays. The small ones are not that big a deal. It's the taller ones. So let me just read this. Now, if you've got this book, it's excellent. Very informative. We're moving into disclosure. Some of these creatures are on the planet. Most of them look like us. Most of them are humanoid, but some of them need to be planet. So this is the gray races. Universal origin. The grays are a renegade reticulum constellation that left their worlds many thousands of years ago. Some of them were captured and genetically altered by groups in the tyrannical Orion Empire. Physical characteristics. Short grays' average height is 4 to 5 feet. Their heads are oversized. They have thin frames, lean arms and legs, and a gray skin tone. Their large, dark, bulbous eyes are sinister looking and wrap around their heads. The tall grays, which are the ones you need to keep away from or watch out for. Well, I'll read a protective thing for you. Tall grays are 6 to 8.5 feet tall, have bulbous, elongated heads, thin frames, long arm and legs, and a range of skin tones from pale white to gray. Their giant dark insect eyes protrude, and beneath the permanent necessitating membrane lenses are huge human-like eyes. Even taller grays have large elongated heads and small pure black eyes. They're more menacing than their counterparts and stand 9 to 12 feet tall. Their body frames are more human, and the men are muscular naturally. They have a darker gray skin tone, and their facial skin is crinkled like crepe paper. Belief system. The gray races believe in complete service to self at any cost to other species, free will to satisfy their needs. You could say they're completely narcissistic, so they're crazy. Cosmic agenda. The short grays lost their spiritual nature over time from inbreeding, cloning, and their pursuit of technology. Oh, the pursuit of technology. Gee, who's doing that right now? And they are no longer connected to spirit. They're desperately trying to regain that union. Okay, see, and there's what's interesting. That's the same thing that's going on with the reptilian. These people made choices. These races made choices, the reptilians and the grays, thousands of years ago, to try to dominate. They wanted to dominate. They saw that this was a hostile, chaotic universe, that the only way to win is to become more and more violent, more and more impenetrable. No, see, they didn't understand the human heart. Many humans still don't understand the human heart. That's why people get addicted to everything, and they get addicted to tech. They get addicted to everything but their own spirit and their own soul in meditation. They're desperately trying to regain that union, realizing a bit late in the game that if they don't mend their transgressions, they're doomed for extinction. And that is the way the universe does work. It gets that bad, which is really sad. They are aligned in the malevolent reptilian. See, they're aligned with the reptilian Orion group and the tall and taller grays. Short grays are responsible for the alien abductions against humanity to upgrade their race. Biologically covered metallic-like implants are inserted in the abductees' bodies. Those under their bioengineering program to monitor and track them. Through telepathic hypnosis, they program their abductees to believe that they are chosen and special. Now that I just read that, it's making me think the fact that Corey now knows and reported that the taller grays are doing the abductions is getting desperate, because the shorter grays used to be the ones who did the abductions. Now it's the taller ones, bigger ones. Against the will of humans, the grays use our gene pool, which is fabulous, by the way. The human race, fabulous. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Humans are really great. The grays are using our gene pool to save their race that is on the precipice of extinction. So are the reptilians. They kidnap humans, use mind control to keep them sedated, extract sperm and ova, use female wombs mixed with their genetics as incubators, remove the fetus between 2 and 3 months, continue to grow it in their labs, and then repeat. Rinse and repeat. They have no remorse for their actions or empathy for their victims. These 3 gray races are diabolical and aggressive creatures. You can keep them away from your vibration by raising your own vibration through spiritual practice, meditation, connection to source, shielding your multidimensional bodies, which there's a lot of blogs that I've done on chakras. So you need to read all of that and make sure you're meditating every day, making sure your heart is open, making sure you're forgiving. And as Corey Good says, raise your frequency, remedy your hindrances and appetites, identify your own distortions. Whenever you're feeling really negative, try to pivot. I've also posted on my blog the different emotional scales. So top emotional down, and then the worst emotions, there's a scale that you can look and kind of analyze yourself, see where you are. Shielding your multidimensional bodies with a self-imagined shield from Christ Michael. They will leave our planet once the spiritual vibration has been raised to an octave that their energy cannot survive. They cannot live where there is love. You are safe as long as you know your heart is open, your heart chakra is open. You're feeling that moving. You're feeling your pineal gland spinning. How do you get your heart chakra open? Forgive people. Stop blaming people. Look in the mirror. Love yourself. Don't define yourself by people who abused you. Your identity cannot be rational around people who treated you very poorly. Your real identity comes from source. That's how you become enlightened about who you really are as a soul, not from humans, not from your family. I mean, let me be specific, because I've dealt with patients for 23 years. People are heavily programmed by their subconscious mind, which is set by your mother in utero. You cannot really cut that cord. It tends to be your GPS system in the universe, so that you know where you are on the planet, in your body. But you can come to terms with who your mother is, who your mother and father are, and pivot on that. And some people need a lot of counseling. Some people need Reiki. Some people you need to forgive, meaning because we came into duality, black and white or dark and light, everything happens for a reason. So just because you went through major trauma or your parents were really crappy, a lot of people's parents were really crappy, it doesn't mean you're destined to failure. You just have to turn it around and figure out, what those lessons were. And of course, that's what I'm doing on my blog. It's all on my blog, helping you pivot in that to make sure your heart is open and you've forgiven your parents. You really have to forgive your parents. It doesn't mean they're off their karmic hook just because you forgive them. That's how you open your heart and stay safe. The technology of the Greys is in genetic engineering, which in their case is superior. Their overall technological advancements are over 2,000 years ahead of ours. The gray races use hyperspace travel and metallic discus that are equipped with sophisticated genetic laboratories. Other ships are shaped like a beehive. Consciousness, they have both hive and individual minds. Through powerful mind telepathy, they can control and paralyze humans. They place screen memories in the minds of those they've abducted, so they do not remember the horrific ordeals that they have had to endure on their medical tables. They're masters of deceit and lies. They possess the power of levitation and can glide across the air. Keep in mind, they're doing all this crap. They're totally got karma coming. Not going to get away with it. Don't for 1 second think that they're going to get away with it. The universe is ruled by super fabulous beings and justice, but it takes a while sometimes to get to that. Dimensional capacity. Due to the electromagnetic energy enhancements programmed into their auras, the grays, like EBEs, are able to tune their frequency to become invisible and walk through walls. So that's it. That's what they look like. Your protection is to open your heart. Make sure you're, especially in this very difficult time of ascension when our bodies are changing and the energies are changing and the governments and institutions are just falling apart. You've got to stay in your self-existing self, in your own space, and see yourself the way God sees you, with God's eyes. And that's something different for everybody. This is not religion. This is spirituality. Anyway, I post extensively on my blog, LisaKTownsendAuthor.com. Please be safe.